Look at this. Look at this, guys. 898 likes. I don't know if you can see that, but 898 likes. Wow, you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your views, your likes. Please keep them coming. Thank you for everything. I greatly appreciate everything you guys are doing. Please continue. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell everybody you know that this is where the new fun for anything Manchester United is going to be happening here. One-Eyed United Guy. So let's go ahead and get into episode number 2 of the Man United Career Mode. As you remember from the last episode, first thing we did was we signed our contract to become the new manager for the team, and we are now getting ready to go ahead and start our preseason tournament. The first match looks to be against Real Madrid. We did go ahead and go into our team and look at who we're going to go trade, sell. Whoever wants to be here is going to stay here and earn their spot. Whoever needs to get out, such as Paul Pogba, is going to get the hell out of here. So we put a few players up for sale. We ended up renewing some contracts. We ended up pretty much telling some other players that it's time for them to go. So we're going to wait and see what kind of deals we're going to end up getting. Hopefully we get some transfer deals. Hopefully we get some for players like Phil Jones, Paul Pogba, things like that we can make some extra money on, bring in some players. Before we get into the first matchup, however, what I like to do is always look at the transfer hub, or I'm sorry, not the transfer hub, but the transfer network here, and see some of the players that I would like to sign for the club. And as I had stated before, when I do a career United back in the day, or that would come now. So with that in mind, a player that I've always had a major fanaticism, I guess, if that's a word, fanaticism, would be Raja 9 Golan. Back in, I believe, 2017 or 18 when we signed Nemanja Matic, actually there was a few news articles that I saw that said United were looking to sign either him or 9 Golan, and my money was hoping that 9 Golan was coming to United, and unfortunately we got Matic, which he wasn't a bad player, he just wasn't who I was hoping we would get. So we're going to change directions, and we are going to try and bring Roger 9 Golan from Royal Antwerp career with the real team, a great club. Maybe he can help us win some stuff. So we're going to go ahead and scout him, put him on our short list, see what Antwerp wants for him, and maybe bring him in. Another guy that I would love to bring in is a guy who plays in the Portuguese league for Benfica. He has the same name as the team here in the Premier League, but his name is not English. His name is Everton Soares. He is Brazilian. He's 25. He's a left mid. I think this kid is a badass player. I think he has a lot that he can bring to the Prem. He's fast. He's agile. He can do a lot of different things. I would love to bring him to the club. I would love to see him in the Premier League. You know, really against on any team. I think he would fit in great with the young talent that Eric Ten Hag has wanted to bring into United. I don't know that it would actually happen, but it would be kind of fun to see him happen to come to United or to any Premier League team. So we're going to go and scout him and put him on the short list. Everton Suarez, please come sign with the French Moroccan, actually. This kid has loads of talent. He's a very underrated player. Not a lot of people speak about him, but I've kept my eye on him for about 3 or 4 years now. I think that Amin Harry would be another great signing, great young player, so I'm going to shortlist him maybe once he comes back from his loan, whether it be mid-season, if Schalke calls him back, or at the end of the season, if we have the ability to sign him, I would like to do so. Excuse me, another one that I would love to keep my eye on is, of course, the English youngster over at Borussia Dortmund, Jude Bellingham. I think he would be a great addition to United. We tried to sign him back in the days with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I believe it was in the summer transfer window last year, but he decided to go with Borussia Dortmund, which I can't blame him. They have a better system going on, and they have a better track record at the moment. So, good for him. But let's try and get him in with the rest of our youth team that we are going to bring in. So Jude Bellingham will be getting scouted. He has 9 days remaining. I would love to see him come to United. Another great player that I would like to see come in as a replacement for somebody that I'm planning on selling, Harry Maguire, would be Matthias de Ligt, who is out at Juventus. I want to bring him into United and have him be Maguire's replacement. Having a backline duo with Varane and de Ligt would be absolutely stellar. Another one, however, that I've always had a interest in watching is Milan Skriniar. He plays for Inter Milan. He is 26. I see him very similar to de Ligt. I think to have a trio available of de Ligt and Varane and Skriniar would be awesome. Even if we have Lindelof, I think those four rotating each other would be a great call. So I would love to scout and see what we can do with Milan Skriniar. Another great player about that same age range would be Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who is playing right now over at Lazio. 26-year-old, I believe he's Croatian, possibly Serbian. I'm not sure what that flag is. I think it's Serbian, actually. He's valued at 63 million. He would be somebody I could see coming in to replace Paul Pogba, so we're going to go and shortlist him and see what we can do. If we end up selling Paul Pogba, we might try and go for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. One other player that I've also kept my eye on for quite some time, and a lot of people have been touting him to come to United under Erik ten Hag. I don't know if it's going to happen, but a great young striker, also playing for Benfica as well as is Everton Suarez, is Darwin Núñez. This kid could be money. I would love to see him come to United. I don't know if it'll happen, but if it does, dude. Yeah. So we're going to shortlist him, and hopefully we can turn him into a United player. And one last player that I would definitely want to make sure I put into the shortlist to get is none other than Canadian left back, former MLS player who played for Vancouver. A rival of my MLS team, the Portland Timbers, is Alphonso Davies, currently playing at Bayern Munich. I would love him to come to United, but I don't think it would ever happen. We tried signing him before. He snubbed us to go to a winning team over the last few years, Bayern Munich, which I can't blame him, but I would love to see him come to United, so we're going to try and make that happen here. And then one last player that is actually at Bayern as well, that I've always had an affinity for since he was a lot younger, is 26-year-old Joshua Kimmich. This guy could play center defensive mid. He could play center mid. He could play right back. I believe he can also play center back if he wanted to. Very young talent, very high caliber player. He got groomed by Pep Guardiola at Bayern. I would love to see him come to the Premier League, but at the same time I wouldn't, because we all know he would probably go to Man City under Pep again and just rip us apart. But I think if I were to be able to sign him and have himself along with Jadon Sancho at the top and possibly Sergej Milinkovic-Savic in the middle, to have those three guys on the right, I mean, dude. Ooh, I just thought of one other one. A couple American players that I think could be great. One that plays at Barcelona, Serginho Dest, 20-year-old American who used to play Ajax under Erik ten Hag. I think this kid has a lot of potential. He obviously shown a lot of greatness under ten Hag at Ajax, to where Barcelona ended up snatching him up at 20 years old. I think it'd behoove us to definitely take an interest in him, so I'm going to go and scout him. And then one other player over at Borussia Dortmund that I forgot to look at, none other than another American, young 18-year-old Gio Reyna. This kid could be he's already a hot prospect, so I can't say he could be a hot prospect because he already is, but I think he could do some bits very much down the road, if not already, like he has been at Borussia Dortmund. I would like to see if maybe I could bring him in. And my last and final youngster that I'm going to go ahead and scout, none other than the young German player over at freaking Bayer Leverkusen. Sorry for my brain fart there. Young 18-year-old Florian Wirtz. I think having him in the squad would be bang on for what we need. You know, he may not be my initial starter, but to have him at least on the bench to come in for somebody like Bruno, or if we end up signing Savage, to have him be his backup, you know, something like that would be great. As I stated in the first episode, I know that I had mentioned that I was going to keep Fred because he has, you know, changed my mind on him. I think possibly having him come in would be a great backup for Fred. Maybe he could teach Fred a few things as well. You never know. So I think I'm going to keep him definitely in mind to coming down the road. Last but not least, I want to bring in one other player that has been touted to come into United under Erik ten Hag, and that is young Frankie de Jong. And why didn't it come up? That was weird. Ah, there he is, Frankie de Jong. Spelled it with an A, not an E. Sorry, Dutch. They don't do a lot of A's. Frankie de Jong over at Barcelona. He actually is very highly regarded to possibly come to United in real life. I would love to see him come in. I think a midfield pairing of Bruno and Frankie de Jong with Fred or McTominay could be really good. Possibly bringing in somebody else to back them up would be pretty amazing as well. So that's who I'm going to put on my short list. So let's go ahead and look at our short list here. We'll go back out just to kind of look at who we got here. So in our short list, we will rank it by overall. So we have Joshua Kimmich, Frankie de Jong, Milan Skriniar, Matthias de Ligt, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, Alphonso Davies, Nainggolan, Everton, Harry, Jude Bellingham, Nunez, Dest, and Reina, along with Florian Wirtz. If there's somebody else you guys think I should look at, please get into the comments. Let me know. Like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you guys want to do, and I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, One-Eyed United Guy, keeping an eye on United, hitting you guys up with more game content as soon as possible. If we can get another 500 likes on this video, I will post more FIFA content tomorrow. But until the next one, this is One-Eyed United Guy signing off. Peace!